Hi Spards and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day or evening or whatever it is that you are having in your part of the world. I thought that today I would tell you another little story time of my amazing teenage years. If any of you watched the video I did with Dexter running around in the background, I was actually trying to tell this story then. So you guys have requested that I actually do a proper video on it. So without further ado, I'm just going to get straight into the story. Hope you guys like it. If you do, then give me a thumbs up. So yeah, let's just crack on. So this story is from when I was 16 years old. It's hard to kind of remember because it was a long time ago, but I was around that age. I was quite young, and my best friend and I, we really wanted to go and see some of the local Sydney bands. Now at the time we lived in down in the south coast of New South Wales, Bateman's Bay to be exact, so we didn't have any money or anything, any means of travel or anything like that, but we were determined to get to this concert. It wasn't even a very big concert, it was just local Sydney bands, and if you knew me back then, I was obsessed with the local Sydney Australian talent, and I used to travel any way possible to Sydney, which is about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive away from where I was living at the time. Now we came to my mum about it. We asked if she would drive us somewhere close so we could get there. She said no, but her boyfriend at the time was like, hey guys, I used to be a truckie, and when truckies break down they have this logbook and they flash the logbook, and then other truckies come past and they will pick us up, and you know, that's how we all trust each other and we hitchhike. So my mother, being the very lenient mother that she is, she totally agreed to letting us have this logbook to flash at truckies to see if they will give us a lift to Sydney. I am the fifth child out of 6 children, so you know, by the time my mum got to me, she was a little bit like, yeah, well, you can just do whatever you want, but not in like too much of a dangerous way. But she totally was down with us taking this logbook and essentially hitchhiking 4 hours away at 15 years old. So the next thing we had to do was convince my best friend's mum and somehow let her let us go. Now Nikki's mum isn't as lenient as my mother was, and so we had to make up a little bit of a lie. We told her that we were going to catch the 5:30 AM bus to Sydney and everything was fine. We didn't let her know that we were going to be hitchhiking because we know that she would not let us. So on the day, I stayed at Nikki's house and Nikki's mum drove us down to the bus stop so we could wait for the bus. Of course, being the responsible parent that she is, she offered to wait with us for the bus to come. Now, we were not going to be catching this bus, but, you know, she had no idea about that. So Nikki puts on this huge tantrum saying, no, mum, we don't want you to wait with us. How embarrassing. We don't want them to see our mum with us. Like, oh my god, that is the most embarrassing thing ever. And so after a while, Nikki's mum very, very reluctantly left us there at this bus stop at like 5 o'clock in the morning. We ended up crossing the road and we got out the logbook and we were all set. We were absolutely 100% sure that one of the truckies was definitely going to pick us up. Looking back at it now, like, we don't look like truckies and there was no broken down trucks on the side of the road. Like, we were just 2 random, very young girls on the side of the road at 5 AM in the morning flashing this fucking book. The logbook thing clearly wasn't working after trying for about an hour or so. It was a pretty busy, like, highway that all the trucks were coming on and no one was picking us up. So we thought, let's go to plan B. And this is where we decided to just straight up hitchhike. So being the very smart girls that we are, we thought no one's gonna pick up 2 of us. And out of the 2 of us, in my opinion, she was the much better looking one. So we were more likely to get a lift if she was standing out the front and I went and hid in the bushes. I'm not sure why we thought that, like, what was gonna happen, like someone would pull over for her and then I'd be like, yay, like run up and be like, surprise. I hid in the bushes and Nikki literally like lifted up her skirt a little bit, put out some leg. It's really inappropriate for a 15, 16-year-old young lady to be doing that at like, what, now 6 o'clock in the morning, but that was our logic. And surprise, surprise, it fucking worked. Now in Australia, I'm not sure if other countries know what a ute is. It's pretty much a truck. It has 3 seats in the front and then just like a tray at the back. So this ute had 2 men in it, and of course, so there was 1 spot in the ute. Anyway, so they stopped to pick up Nikki, thinking it was just a young girl on her own, and then out comes me, and I jump up and I'm like, hey, I'm here too. And so they were just like, hop in, girls. So there's 4 of us in a 3-seater car. So there's the driver, who was sort of like middle-aged man. He was a little bit weird. Then there was, I think, his father or grandfather. I don't even know, but he was old. And he was like in the middle. And then Nikki and I both had to squeeze into like the passenger side, but it was like really, really small. And even if it was just me getting in the car, I wouldn't have fit like properly without being really squished up. But we thought, well, this is the only car that stopped, so here's our chance. And it just turns out that they were going to Sydney, so we thought, fuck it, let's just try and do it. Anyway, so I squish as close to this man as possible. I pretty much have a leg up on him, and Nikki is sitting on half on my leg and half on like the old creepy man's leg. I don't know how we ever thought that sitting like that for 4 hours was gonna be ideal for anyone involved, but that's what we did. So about an hour into this trip, the old man starts getting super handsy, a little bit creepily, and we can't get away. Like, we're squished in this car and we can't, like, we literally cannot move. He didn't violate us, but you know, he was getting there. We didn't think it was that bad. Like, we thought it was a little bit creepy, but we didn't think, oh my god, this guy's like fully trying to rape us or anything. We just kind of copped it, because although it was very inappropriate and stupid for us to be in that situation in the first place, we were just so focused on the fact that we were actually getting to go to this tiny little concert in Sydney that was like maybe 100, 200 people there, and that's all we were thinking about. I honestly don't think that they actually had any like bad intentions or anything. I don't know, maybe they just wanted to cop a feel, like maybe they hadn't seen young ladies in quite a while, you know, I don't know. But, or maybe it was just so uncomfortable that he had like nowhere else to put his hands. Anyway, so this kept going on, and we just kept sort of looking at each other and just sort of ignoring it, because we just really wanted to get to where we were going. And they pulled into a petrol station like halfway between Sydney and Bateman's Bay, into a little town called Nowra. It's about another 2 hours away from where we were going to in Sydney. We knew that there was a train station there. We had no money though, so we don't know how we were going to actually catch a train, but at this point it was getting very uncomfortable in this car. They had stopped anyway, and we just couldn't do this anymore. Like, my leg was dead. Old mate's hands were like, they didn't like molest us or anything, but you know, it was a little bit overboard. So that's when we decided, nah man, like, thanks for coming, we've gotten halfway, we're good, catch ya buddy. We just like got out and like bailed out of the car, and we were like, well, fuck that. We finally make our way to the train station, to which we didn't have any money for a train, and the next train wasn't for like hours. So after waiting about 2 hours around at a train station that stank like actual feces, please let me know if any of you have been to Bomaderry train station, because it literally smells like a rubbish tip. and cooked feces. Like, it stinks. We hung around there, we literally did nothing. Like, there was no Pokemon Go back then. There was not even smartphones. I don't even know if we had a mobile phone to even like play Snake on or anything. We just kind of hung there. Like, there was no Facebook, there was no, you know, camera phones or anything. And I don't know what we did in that time. Like, I literally cannot remember, but I know that we had to wait for about 2 hours-ish at the least for the next train, to which we jumped the train and got away with it. We found our way to the northern beaches, to which we saw the band. The band was great, and I think we kept on bragging to everyone that we hitchhiked there and we had nowhere to stay, and I'm pretty sure like we stayed at one of the band members' houses. We were your typical fucking groupies, let me tell you, and I have got so many groupie stories. It's actually really, really sad. But there you go, guys. There's the story of the time that I hitchhiked my way to Sydney with my best friend at 15 years of age. I hope you guys really like this story. I like this story, and it's one that I will remember forever. It's one that always comes up when Nikki and I are together, and so I had to share it with you guys. As I said in my last story time video, I do have lots of stories like this, so if you want to see more, then let me know in the comments below, and if you're new here, then please subscribe to my channel. I am doing videos every day up until Christmas, and then who knows what's going to happen after that, so make sure you subscribed and hit that little bell so that you get notified for sure every time I make a video, because yeah, YouTube's been a dick at the moment, so it really does help me out if you do click that little bell. And as always, all my social media links are downstairs in my tits, so please add me. I'm very friendly and I will talk to everyone. I'll probably even follow you back, who knows. And with that, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mwah. So ya.